Welcome back. This is the third part of our video series on nourishing your habits. And I'm really curious, how did that work the last couple of days in terms of getting a good night's sleep? Is it starting to feel like it's a routine or a habit? In our last video, we talked about ojas and that sweetness and that nectar of life. And we want to look today about ways that we can develop our love affair with ojas, which is a code name really for just looking after ourselves. We know what happens when we don't look after ourselves. We've gone through that in the last couple lessons in terms of how we feel when we have this buildup of residue, this toxins within our body, and what the consequences of that are as it extrapolated out into the future, what that can grow and build into in terms of disease and discomfort and things we don't want to have in our lives. But we do see this happening all around us. The rates for obesity and diabetes are increasing at alarming rates. The number of people that have Alzheimer's is incredible, and the earlier and earlier onset of heart disease and heart problems within our society. This is happening all over. So something that we're doing as a society is not serving us. So how can we switch this around? How can we make our habits and things that we do every day build our energy instead of deplete it? Because we know that there is more, that there is hope. Right? We know that there is a better future in store for you. We tapped into that in our last lesson a little bit there. So now let's look at the how. How are we going to make this happen for us? How can we make this work? So what makes the biggest difference in your day? What things do you do that make you feel good that day or better that day? And for some, it might be actually getting to bed early the night before. Right? The one that we've been working on for the last couple of things. If you can get to bed early, how does that affect your tomorrow? Perhaps it's eating early the day before, or the type of foods that you eat. It might even just be your relationship to food in general. And whether you're approaching it mindfully and healthfully, or whether it's in a conflict for you right now. Which is natural. There's so many conflicting views out there on what is healthy, what is not. It's hard sometimes to feel that nourishment from our food. What time do you get up in the morning? Do you ever notice that on the days that you sleep in, you feel sluggish all day? This goes back to that Ayurvedic clock. And just as there are magic hours to get to sleep, there are also magic hours to wake up. And what do you do when you wake up? Do you move? Do you breathe? Do you get some energy and breath moving through your body? How do you settle your mind at the end of the day or throughout the day? Do you do any meditation or journaling? And then getting a little bit more subtle into this, what are you putting on your skin? How do you treat your skin, which is the most important protective layer of our body? How do you treat your senses in general? Your eyes and your ears and your nose. How do you approach life? Can you foster an easeful approach to everything that you do? So this is basically the Nourish Course in a nutshell. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We actually start with earlier, lighter dinners. We start the evening before. And then we go into working on our deep sleep and what time we get up in the morning. And each one of these habits builds upon each other in terms of what do you do when you get up in the morning? What kind of foods are we eating throughout the day? How are we supporting our skin and our other senses? Are we meditating and having time for the day? Do we have an easeful approach to food? What's that relationship look like? And do we take care of our whole body? And what about our relationships with each other? So it all starts with a few core habits of how we're aligning our day to nature. So this is the Nourish Course in a nutshell. This is the full 10-week course. It's beautifully simple. You don't need any fancy shake powders or any rowing machines or expensive food or memberships. You have all the keys inside of you. And of course, we go into each of these habits in way more detail and have lots of tips and ideas on how to make these changes. There's an hour lesson on each habit each week, plus an hour coaching gym to help apply it. But these are the keys right here. I'm giving you everything. And they all seem so simple, so don't discount them. They work. Past clients have reported success. 86% of them come away after just 10 weeks with having way more energy. 86% also have better skin, so that luster. So we're seeing those signs that we're building ojas within the body. 72% are sleeping better, and another 72% have started exercising, and 60% are eating healthier than when they started. And this isn't a prerequisite that you have to eat bad. So a lot of people that do the course are actually eating pretty good. You probably eat pretty well, right? But can you eat a little bit healthier than that? Can you even feel your body a little bit better? Now, losing weight, this is kind of a bit of an added bonus to the program. And it's not the focus of the program in any way, shape, or form. It is not a diet. We're not restricting what we're eating or how much we can eat. We're just looking simply at what time we're eating in the day and what that relationship is to our food. But I have clients, one of them lost 20 pounds in the 10 weeks, and several others lost 15 pounds. And just through simple habits, and especially the one that we've been working on the last couple of days, what time you go to bed at night and getting that deep restful sleep will help you lose weight. It's amazing what that can do. And getting a good night's sleep is just priceless. So by the end of the program, we're able to let go and relax. We don't really have to hold anything back. I want you to feel comfortable with who you really are and who you are becoming. So that easeful attitude helps us to let go of whatever is weighing us down and holding us back. So there are so many simple things that to help us and to make us feel good. Let's look at one more building block here today. And this is another, we can call it another taste of vitality. And this one has to do with food. What's your growing edge with green living foods? So step one for this is just going to be add some fresh fruit into your morning. Step 2 would be to add a smoothie, which is more concentrated fruits plus greens for super energy. And step number 3 would be go more green, less fruit, and add perhaps some wild edibles to your smoothie, harvesting those dandelions from your garden. So I want you just to circle where you're at on your worksheet. And I want you to plan out when and what you're going to do to take this up to the next level. So it could be as simple as just buying some groceries or looking up a recipe. The Flourish blog has many recipes for smoothies and healthy breakfasts to help you support you with that. I'll give you a link in the email to follow up on this one. So find that one simple thing that you can do this week. So we're working on our sleep, but now find one thing you can do to improve your growing edge with green living foods. Awesome. You are on your way to a more vibrant you. Our last lesson, video number 4, is all about putting these pieces together so change actually happens this time. This is not a series about good intentions. This is about action. We've all had things that we've started before and never got traction with, but video 4 will really help to make this real and achievable for us. So I want this to work for you. I'm invested in making this work for you. It's my passion. So get a good night's sleep tonight. Think about your breakfast in the morning. We're going to start working on both ends of the spectrum. And we will see you tomorrow. And we'll put it all together. Good night.